Warning, this podcast contains Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Sandman.
No dream.
Making the kitties fly over sea. I think that's your joke.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the SCN TV podcast for Doctor Who Season 9, Series 9, whatever you guys call it. Episode 9, Sleep No More. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-hosts, Rachel.
Jazz hands.
And my co-host, Erica.
Mario.
I have a Mega Yarn Yoshi back there.
I got a piece of wood from the Christmas tree downtown.
So, yeah. What did you guys think of this episode? This was our first, standalone episode this season.
This was a weird episode.
This was continuing the tradition of having a throwaway episode every season. This was it.
But this was weird. This it kind of screwed with your head a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
You think you're going left, but you're going right and up and then take another left.
I like the setup at the beginning where he's like, yeah, all of this stuff is going to be watched off the station cameras or off the people's cameras themselves. And it's like, well, we had 2 non-crew visitors in the station. It's like then Doctor and Clara pop up. It's like, oh, okay, this is how it's going to go.
Yeah, this was also kind of like a Blair Witch, Cloverfield type of found footage style episode too, which was really obscure for Doctor Who.
Right.
Also kind of, with the video and stuff, it kind of reminded me of like The Ring. You find the video, watch it.
Yeah, it had a very Ring vibe to it too.
I do know that after watching this episode, every time I picked that crap out of my eyes, I thought about that episode.
Yeah.
After this episode, I went and took a nap. No, I went and laid down.
It's like, oh, wow, yeah.
I was tired.
Well, the first time I watched this episode, I technically didn't watch it. I slept through the whole thing. Because I queued up episode, because I was gone last week, and I queued up episode 8, or I missed the last 2 episodes, and then this week. So I queued up 7, 8, and 9 all in a row, and I watched 7 and 8, and then fell asleep, and 9 ran while I was sleeping. So after I actually watched this episode, that felt a little ironic to me.
Subliminally telling you in your head while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Now that technology, I kind of, that's something I've kind of wished we had like a long time. Just the ability to not sleep. But those kind of side effects and what goes on with it, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
so
there's always going to be side effects to something like that.
The thing was called the Morpheus pod, right? And it was invented by this guy Rasmussen.
Yeah.
But
sounds like Rasputin.
What exactly was the point of it? No sleep, but what was he trying to achieve here?
Well,
more work. You could work more.
Eliminate. The whole point of it is if you can eliminate the 8 hours or so that you're sleeping, or 5 hours or whatever, and condense that down to 5 minutes, then you just have more time to go and do whatever else you want to do.
Or what I call her, I don't know what she is, but I call her Gladius because that's what it reminded me of. Very Portal. What she said was that everything condensed into 5 minutes, and then you have more time to work and be productive, and that's better on the bottom line. She was all about you be basically working 24/7. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. Let's do that.
I mean, I've conditioned myself a long time ago to run off 2 hours of sleep a night. This has been going on since I was in junior high school. I've been running on 2 hours of sleep a night. And you can condition your body and you can function completely normally. I don't know if you can call me completely normal, but you can be close to completely normal. So I think there's been research and studies and stuff like that for conditioning people to sleep, and maybe an hour. I'm pretty sure that there were actual tests on locally at University of New Haven here, UNH, that they've done studies for just that, and there were some pretty bad side effects.
Yeah.
So
I know they can do. I forget what they call it, like hypersleeping or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You segment your sleep, so you sleep like 15 minutes every 3 hours,
Yep.
and you're awake all the rest of the time. And they said you can do that and be perfectly fine, except you have to be very punctual on it. And
Right.
if you hit that mark, you have to go to sleep. There is no going out with friends and hanging out and just skipping one of those cycles. There is nothing.
Right.
There is no.
What's my
Just
problem? It takes me like half an hour to fall asleep.
right.
It takes me about 6 hours to fall asleep. So my sleep routine, though it is 2 hours of sleep a night, it's still an 8-hour process. There's 6 hours of shutting my brain down that they go into
Yeah.
it. So I don't know if no sleep is really. I don't know. I don't think it's that good of an idea. Sorry,
No.
Rasmussen, but I don't believe it's a good idea. It's good on paper, good in
No,
theory.
because those eye crusties are kind of gross and ugly.
Yeah, especially when they turn into those Sandmen monster things. Those things are weird.
Those
Yeah,
things were weird. But then figuring out how they were watching you, that was just creepy as hell. I was just like, what the hell? Well, every once in a while, if you looked at the videos, you see like little things floating around,
Right.
and I'm just like, I'm wondering if that's part of the monster. And then, yeah, come to find out, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's their eyes.
Yeah, but I was thinking the whole time before the reveal. I'm like, this is a found footage thing. Where are these cameras? Like,
right.
So when they voice their concern and they're like, we're not wearing helmet cams, and the
Well, they
doctor was
had
like, what did you say 1.8 minutes ago?
I know, right?
there were several of them that had like little things on their shoulder or whatever. So that's what I figured the cameras were from.
Mm-hmm. Find out, no. But I think when they first started falling out of the space station, started falling towards the Neptune, I think it was what's his face that was caught in that room first, the first to die. I think that was his thing. I think he made it fall out of combat to get rid of these. I think he knew how to do it, but then the doctor stopped it because they started
Yeah.
the gravity pull of
Pull
Neptune
toward-
started pulling them apart.
And then he was the one at the end, right? He was like, you have something in your eye.
No.
As he's melting? No, that was a different guy?
No, it was a different guy. The first guy for the rescue team.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was caught in one of those little chambers with one of them. But he was, yeah, that's how I figure. That's what I think he did. I think he was trying to kill him because it was done purposely, as the doctor said.
Yeah, it was. And what was Rasmussen's what was his intentions to spread these monsters? Like, what was the purpose of it?
Better crusty humans. That's what I got out of it. That he was like a better race, a better humans. I was like, dude, you're crazy.
Right.
That's basically what he said. He wanted it was like bigger, better what? He looks like a giant booger.
These people are the new race, and we're the food.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess.
This guy was nuts.
Just tiny bit. Tiny
A
bit.
little bit, just a little bit.
Um,
But the lady that wanted the guy to sing and stuff, when she started saying that, sorry, I can't do that. I'm like, oh, dude, it's like totally Portal right here.
But by the end of this episode, Mr. Sandman was so embedded into my head, like I'm pretty sure I don't want to ever hear that song again.
Mr. Sandman.
So I better not watch like Back to the Future.
No. But you will.
I will. I will. But Clara was the only one out of not really the only one, but Clara out of the. So out of the people who escaped, I should put it that way. She was the only one that was in the sleep pod. She said the thing was alive. It was like the tentacles. What do you think the machine itself was alive, or do you think that was the Sandmen like floating in the air?
Well, it says it senses what you need, and maybe obviously she probably needed some sleep. But she actually, all of them had used the pods back on Titan, except for oh God, what was his name?
Yeah,
The grunt was up after. Kept telling me he was pretty.
Me with a T, didn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, him and the doctor were the only ones that have never used it.
Right.
Everyone else had used it. So once you use it, your crusties become the crusty guy's eyes. That's basically what it is.
But Clara she used it, right? And she's escaped now. So is Clara okay? Or is this going to be something that's going to come into play later? Because yes, this is a standalone episode, but there's not really standalone episodes in this season so far. So I feel like it's going to connect back on itself somewhere.
It might.
That Clara's going to die over 5 different episodes. So they're going to be setting that up. So I imagine this is the setup for, for that end.
Well, we only have 3 more episodes after this, and then the Christmas episode. So we technically have 4 left. So if it's spread over 5, this one
is the first.
plus 4. So that would be exactly it.
Yeah.
So
they didn't say she was 5 times, though. They said it was going to be like when you look back over it at the end, it'd be like that's when it started.
Right.
Yeah. Probably. Possibly. I mean, everything that happens to them affects them somehow in the future, in their future goings.
Does Clara being in the pod, does she have the same risk as everybody else who actually watched the video?
I don't know.
Or is it different from her being in the actual pod as opposed to the people just watching?
I don't know. Maybe if you watch the video again, it'd be like the ring thing. Watch it again, and it doesn't happen to you.
Well, we all watched it, so we're all fucked.
I'll watch it again.
Yes, maybe that'll fix it. So.
I watched enough of the ring to know that much, right?
Yes, but we learned a little bit about the Doctor this episode. He actually sleeps
when she's not looking.
Exactly, which is when?
I don't know.
Standing catnaps.
He might. I could totally see him. She has her back turned for a couple, 10 minutes, and he's like totally asleep.
He said in some other episode, he said he takes standing catnaps. That's how he stays awake all the time.
See, I see the Doctor taking a nap, and then when he wakes up, traveling back in time to the start of his nap, and then like functioning throughout the duration of his nap, and then time travels back to when he wakes up. Just so he's always present, even when he's sleeping.
You never know. He's kind of weird that way. I don't know. This episode was just kind of weird. It was very much a whole bunch of like different type of movies all put together. Yeah. So it felt like it just felt like you've seen it before and you didn't know exactly what. It felt, very familiar.
It was definitely a good change of pace, I think, from the rest of the season, because the first 8 episodes have been 2-parters. It's basically been 4 stories. This is our 5th story now, 9 episodes in.
Yeah.
So it was good to have like a quicker paced episode, because everything else has been slowed down intentionally, which is good, because we got to meet a lot of characters. We got to learn about them. We got to connect with them. And then have the story play out and see how everything pans out. Where this one, it was just like boom, boom, boom. It's more reminiscent of last season. And as Erica said, it's kind of like the throwaway episode for the other things. But I feel like this one's going to be end up being less of a throwaway because of the setup for Clara. So
yeah, probably.
Well, you don't know. It's like the same as... that one back 2 seasons ago, Love and Monsters, or things like that. There's always one episode, one episode a season that's not connected to the season like majorly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All it is like minorly, like minor plot points, but
Mm-hmm.
you know.
They're like, like you look at the other episodes. You're like, oh yeah, that's from that episode. Okay,
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shows that do things too, where like I don't know if you guys had a chance last season to catch a show called The Librarians. It started airing. Season 2 actually just started airing. But
I've kind of watched it off and on.
Yeah, every single episode was like, it seemed very standalone. Like and then the final episode somehow like threaded everything together, and it felt more satisfying that way. So yeah, this may feel like a one-off episode now, but I think, especially because what Erica said, I think we're gonna look back on it, at the finale, and we're gonna be like, damn, that was more of an important episode than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry. You have all the points of where you have all the points, and then once you start threading them together, it becomes a whole picture.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, every little point's important, no matter how small it is.
Yep.
So well, it's nice to know they grow grunts now. They're hatched.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they do little things like that when they about the future, and Claire's just like, that is so wrong. Of course it is. That is really wrong.
Yeah.
That's how they do things in 38th century.
I know, especially with the sleep pods and stuff, and it's just like, that's a way to take your humanity out of the picture.
Yep. You guys have anything else for this episode?
Are they really dead? Because I know they're going through the Neptunes and they're being all suckered.
For all we know, this whole thing could have been a dream.
It could have been a dream, but then if it all died, then how did we get the video?
Exactly.
It's one of the catch-22s.
It's like the Blair Witch.
The dog chasing its tail.
Yeah.
Never ends. This is a song.
No. Now I feel like what's her name? Sherry
Lewis.
Sherry Lewis. I feel like Sherry Lewis, like at the end of that song, where no, stop.
Stop it, lamb chop.
Anyway,
it tastes good with applesauce.
Next episode is called Face the Raven. In this episode, the Doctor and Clara, with their old friend Rigsy. Why do I want to put a B in there? Rigsby. Rigsy. Find themselves in a magical.
Watch a bunch of Mickey Mouse movies.
Maybe. Find themselves in a magical alien world hidden on a street in the heart of London. Sounds like
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I saw the clip for it, and I was like, dude, this is like Harry Potter.
Sheltered within are some of the most fearsome creatures of the universe, and a shieldger.
A shielder?
Yeah.
A shield.
Shieldger. Yes. With a death sentence hanging over their heads, not all of the intruders will get out alive.
Clara dies this episode.
I hope Clara dies every episode from here on out.
And then we find out that Maisie Williams is the new companion.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool. She could do it. She could pull it off. Because they film on their off season, so.
Right.
Just the amount of episodes that she's been in like, this season alone, kind of shows us that they know how important she is to fans and stuff like that. So I'm really curious to see where that character is going to go.
And it's also, go ahead.
Just like now, Missy is going to be in Gotham.
I was just going to say, she's just announced that, I believe she's going to be on Gotham now.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple episodes. Doesn't look like for a lot. She's coming in as a certain character or something. I can't remember what it was. But yeah,
it's going to be on Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That's looking good. Another.
All the doctors and all the different shows. No, they've really picked different shows. Everyone likes to be on the Doctor. On Doctor Who. Of course. Everyone wants to do it, so.
Did y'all see that article I posted about? They actually confirmed the different faces of Peter Capaldi and how they're connected now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I started to read that, and it really showed why they picked Capaldi's face more than anything. I mean, we learned that a little bit in the episode, but that article kind of really drove it home. So, I'll try if I don't remember, guys, leave me a comment, but I'm gonna try to leave it in the
The links below.
yeah, down below. So if it's not in the description, comment, say put that article in there, and I'll add it. So yeah, I think that about does it. Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Twitter, right here, at Savannah17, and on Twitch at Savannah.
Erica, where can the people find you?
Pretty much everywhere at Erica Rain 7.
Awesome. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
There we go.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
That's the wrong song that you sing after I say Phenomenon.
Well, I want to get one of them stuck in your head. That doesn't get stuck in your head. But this one might.
You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, Space, and right here on YouTube at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week, don't ever go to sleep again. Don't do it, it's a trap.
I can start singing, this is the song that doesn't end.
Oh, stop!